And welcome everyone to the first episode of Midoriya News. Ken and Nara were currently dressed in tiny suits, sitting at a news station desk with a green screen behind them, imitating a newsroom, where we report all the insanity that happens here at the Midoriya Foundation. Ken continued, "I'm Ken, here with my sister Nara, and we will be your reporters for today." "Huh. Was honestly expecting you to introduce me with some kind of insult," Nara said, giving her brother a confused look. "No need. The comments will do that for me because the world gets to be subjected to the sight of your face." Ken smirked. "Oh, that's rich coming from the guy whose only dating experience comes from a girl who wanted to turn you into a dog," Nara fired back. Ken's face went red with embarrassment, and he decided now was a good time to move on to the actual news. My sister's but ugly face aside, in today's news we'd like to talk about our wicked new security system. That's right, the head of the Midoriya Foundation, Izuka Midoriya, has taken the villain attack on our home very seriously, and has taken the opportunity to vastly improve security while construction was happening. Nara explained as an image of a turret appeared next to her. Turrets and watchtowers have been added in addition to the Grim, and even more is to come thanks to the addition of a new division to the Midoriya Foundation, the Scientific and Research Division. This new division will be led by a former DOC employee, Miru Jiken, Ken explained as a picture of Miru popped up next to him. "She doesn't look like much but apparently she's really smart." Suddenly Kay popped up from behind the desk. "You could say she's smart as a fox." Ha 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 ha. A laugh track played while Ken and Nara gave very unimpressed looks at the camera, and Kay went back down. Ken sighed. "She's like that all the time, help." Back to the topic, we actually have an interview coming up with Jiken later, so stay tuned, Nara said. In other news, the Midoriya Foundation welcomes in 4 new members. Pictures of Sheena and Nice appeared on the screen. On the right we have Sheena, she is a defector of the Meta Liberation Army. She was unfortunate enough to be born into that group of turds, and forced into it by her sucky parents. Ken said, not hiding his disdain. "She helped a lot in fighting those loser villains that attacked us, using the attack as a chance to get away from those jerks." Her quirk is called Death's Hand, Nara reported as footage of Sheena using her quirk played over them. It allows her to transform her hands into sides, and when she cuts something with those sides, she can kill anything, including parts of them that you can't normally kill, like the will to fight, or your quirk. Yeah, it's a pretty cool quirk, not as cool as ours, but pretty close. The name is way too edgy though. I mean Death's Hand? What is she 5? Then again it's better than any name dweeb over here could come up with. Remember when you called Wildvine, Ms. Plant? Guess that was a MS take. Kay popped up once more, and the laugh track played before she sunk back down. Ken and Nara both sighed. "You know that was your fault, right?" Nara said, glaring at her brother. "What? How is that my fault? You're the one who came up with that stupid name." Ken argued. "You're the one who brought it up." Nara shot back. "And like have any right saying anyone's naming skills are bad when you named one of your forms Igai. Igai is a great name." Ken continued. Splash. From off-screen, Koda shot 2 blasts of water at both of their faces. Back on topic. Nara sighed, rubbing her temples. "Yes, thank you." Moving on, next we have Nice. Not much is known about her, other than she was found with amnesia. Her quirk is called Vectors. You know Doc October from Spider-Man? Ken asked the camera. Basically her quirk is that, but invisible, giving her 4 invisible psychic arms that come out of her back. Moving on, we have 2 more occupants joining us that you may be familiar with, Nara said before images of Alice and Chol went up on screen. That's right. The sister and niece of the #1 American hero Stars and Stripes. Alice and Chol Bait. Yup. People knew S&S were coming to Japan, but they didn't know why. "Well, we'll tell you," Ken announced. "It's because her little sister was coming over to accept a job at the Midoriya Foundation." That's right. Ms. Bate will be acting as head secretary for the Midoriya Foundation and looking at the amount of paperwork the director has to deal with. All I can say is, thank you. Nara gave a short bow of appreciation, before continuing. Now you might be wondering, why did they decide to leave their sister's hero agency and come all the way to Japan? And the answer to that is dash. None of your business. Ken shouted. Anyway, that's all for the new guys. Let's move on to Shiruka with sports, while my sister cleans up her face. Wait what dash Nara was interrupted, as Ken pulled out a cream pie he was hiding in the desk, and threw it at Nara's face, absolutely smoothing her in whipped cream. Ahahahahaha. Ken burst out laughing, collapsing over the desk as he descended into a fit. All the while, Nara took a few seconds to process what just happened, before pulling out a thick hardcover book and raising it over Ken's head. The camera cut, just as she was bringing it down. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX Midoriya at the tennis field, to watch the most powerful game of tennis to ever be played. Shiroku explained. Behind her was, of course, the tennis court, with Kiba and Sori on both sides. You may have beaten me once before, but this time your queen will prove to be victorious. Kiba shouted at Sori. Sori smirked. I'm looking forward to it, Lady Kiba. Come on, make my body tingle. Let the game begin. Shiroku shouted. Kiba was first. She threw up the ball high into the air, before jumping after it, and raising her racket. Slam! Kiba slammed the ball with her reinforced racket, causing it to shoot down towards Sori's side like a meteor. Oh shit! Sori thought, before she leapt into action. Literally, she jumped back, and leaped into the air, ready to meet the ball. She knew that if she tried to hit the ball, its forward momentum would only bring them both down, so she had to be a bit more creative. With excellent precision, she moved her racket behind the ball as it was rocketing down, before pushing it down, and then deflecting its momentum, turning it sideways, causing her to spin around rapidly before eventually, she managed to send the ball back at Kiba. Kiba was too shocked to react in time, as the ball flew right past her, hitting the floor as she got ready to move. Curses! Kiba tried to hit her with a super serve, but Sori countered with a spin, and earned 15 points. Shiroku announced. It looks like Kiba's not happy about that though. Let's see what happens next. TCH. Kiba scowled as she pulled out another ball, the old one having flown off to who knows where. You almost got me with that one, Lady Kiba, but I was just a little too clever. Sori said, not seeing the irony of that statement. Kiba frowned for a second, before a smirk appeared on her face, as an idea came to her. Oh, but I can be clever too. Just watch. Then she quickly threw the ball up and aimed her racket so it would send the ball flying left. Sori saw this and geared her body to start moving left. Only for Kiba to miss, and then quickly change her position, so she hit the ball right with all her might. Shum! The ball went over to the right, and Sori's eyes widened, as she quickly tried to shift her body to the other side and run over to it, but it was too late, and the ball went rushing past her, hitting the court. Looks like Kiba faked Sori out, getting her to 15 points. Shiroku announced. Just so you know, this game is up to 30, so each side only needs to score one more time to win. Heh, nice one, Lady K. Completely took me off guard. Sori smirked as she took out another ball. Now, let's finish this, Lady Kiba. Once and for all. I'm ready when you are. Kiba got into a battle stance, ready to hit the ball back. Sori got ready to throw the ball up when suddenly, shadows started moving over the court. Huh, wow, would you look at that, it's time for the weather. Shiroku called. Seems like we're about to have a rain of fireballs coming down. I'd suggest staying inside. Suddenly a crowd of manticores flew over the courtyard and started spitting fireballs down on both sides of the court. Whoa! Sori and Kiba started dodging the fireballs, as they were flung down from the sky. Kiba watched as Sori gracefully dodged each fireball. Darn it, she's too good at dodging. At this rate, I won't be able to focus when she throws the ball. I need to slow her down. Wait. That might work. Just need to wait for the right moment. After getting used to the new obstacle, Sori finally managed to throw the ball up and got ready to knock it over to Kiba. And in that moment, Kiba stomped the ground, creating cracks and causing the whole ground to shake, as well as messing up Sori's movement a bit. Ack! Sori tripped and barely managed not to fall, but her racket flung forward, and hit the ball into Kiba's side of the court. Kiba rushed over and smacked the ball as hard as she could, back over to Sori's side, making sure to avoid the fireballs. Sori was about to hit it back, but her imbalance, combined with trying to dodge the fireballs, caused her to miss the ball, as it flew past her, and hit the court. And with the shockwave, Kiba wins it. Shiroku said, giving her a short applause, as Kiba stood on the field looking proud. Of course I'm victorious. I am the great Kiba Midoriya after all. Ahahaha. Kiba laughed victoriously. Of course, it's unfortunate that she had to mess up the court to do so, but hey, at least Dad's not doing the paperwork all alone now. Shiruka pointed out. Kiba suddenly stopped laughing as her eyes opened wide before she looked down at the court, which was now cracked and uneven. Then she looked back up to the sky and screamed. Curses! Well, that's sports. We'll be back to Nara and Ken after these messages. Shiruka said to the camera before it cut off. XXXXXXXXXXXXXX. Please, you are the only one who can save our world, said a woman's voice over a black screen. Suddenly, it showed a man who looked suspiciously like an adult Ken, floating in what looked like space, in front of a massive goddess that looked suspiciously like an adult Eri. Hero from another world, I summon thee, said the goddess. Explore a whole new world, said some words over a black screen. Then it showed the main character, running across various different landscapes, from lush forests and plains to dark shadowy lands, to vibrant oceans, to volcanoes, all rendered beautifully in the best graphics imaginable. Make new friends, came the words on the black screen again. Since you're new here, I'll be your guide, said a woman that looked like an adult Fuku. Please rely on me. Time for things to heat up. The camera switched to an adult Netsu-looking character with swords made of fire, getting ready to attack. My magic is unmatched. The camera once again switched, now showing a girl that looked like Nara in a witch outfit. Turn into epic beasts of nature, said the words over the black screen again. The dragons are said to be the embodiment of this world's elements, and the protectors of all, explained Fuku's character as it showed the Genesis Gauntlet, a big golden gauntlet with multiple slots. And with this, you can call upon their power. Embody it. Then, the camera started to show various different parts of a dragon that appeared to be made out of wood and had a glowing green eye, and a mane made of vine, before showing it off completely. Roar! Fight for the sake of this world, came the words on the black screen again. The camera now showed an image of a giant black bird covering the world, before it switched to show the already shown characters, fighting monsters in real-time gameplay. Then it switched to a throne room and had the already shown characters in front of an adult Kiba-like character. If you stand in my way. Suddenly, the Kiba-like character opened her eyes, revealing them to be a chilling shade of red. Then I will crush you completely. Cut to black, once more, before the name of the game appeared on the screen. Dragon World Omni. That stayed on screen for a few seconds, before some more logos were revealed. One was the logo for Omni Games, and then under that were the logos for the consoles it was going to be on. And then, just as it seemed over, everyone went black again and the voice of Ares' character came up once again. Fear not. You are not the only hero I can summon from other worlds. Then suddenly, cut to a bright light, and All Might appearing on screen. I am here. It then showed some footage with All Might as part of the party battling foes for a little bit, before it cuts to a black screen with All Might standing in the back, and the words All Might pre-order bonus. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX suits were torn up, Nara still had some cream in her hair, and Ken had a giant bump on his head, but they acted like nothing was wrong. That's right. The first game from the soon-to-be legendary game developers, Omni Games. Ken said proudly. Led by yours truly. Dragon World Omni is an open-world RPG where you'll gain allies and skills to help save the land from evil, Nara explained. But that's not all. As some of you may have seen, you can summon heroes from our world into the game, including All Might himself. I won't reveal those characters just yet, but I'm sure you'll love being able to have your favorite heroes join your party. And don't worry, while All Might is a pre-order bonus, you can still get him in-game. It'll just take you a bit longer. We've been working super hard on this game, so expect the best. Ken gloated. I mean, did you see those graphics? Yeah, it turns out you're good for something after all. Nara rolled her eyes. Anyway, I think it's about time we moved on to the last part of the report, that interview with Ms. Jicken. Brought to you live by our interviewer, K. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX On one end was Kay, and the other end was Myru, who was looking exceptionally nervous. Oh. We're on. Hi everyone. Kay waved to the camera, Myru doing the same but very timidly. I'm Kay Midoriya, here with Myru Jiken for an interview. So let's get an interview of your mind. Ahahahahaha. Once again the canned laugher played at Kay's horrible jokes. So, then please tell us about yourself, please. I'm sure everyone would love to know more about you. Kay prompted, giving Mai a bright smile. Oh well. I'm actually an orphan like all of you, or like all of you were. Mai corrected. I don't know what happened to my parents, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I was raised in an orphanage, an actual orphanage, not like this place. It was much worse, and there wasn't nearly as much to do. You could play with the other kids but, well, you see this second tail? It's actually a birth defect. And because of it, all the other kids made fun of me and wouldn't play with me. Sometimes they'd tie my tails together for fun. Oh, some people did that to my snakes too. It was super hard to untie, Kay said, keeping her positive attitude despite the horrible things she just said. Yeah, definitely. Mai groaned, remembering the literal hours they used to spend untying their tails, as all the hairs got caught together. But, putting that aside, I didn't have all that much to do aside from watch TV. Kay nodded. Did you see something cool on the TV that made you want to learn how to make machines and stuff? Mai chuckled at Kay's comment and her enthusiasm. Well no, but you're kinda close. My interest in machines did come from the TV, but not in that way. You see, one day the TV broke. And the orphanage didn't have a whole lot of money, so they weren't getting a new one anytime soon. The other kids just played with each other, but as I said, that wasn't really an option for me. And since I had nothing better to do, I decided to try and learn how to fix the TV. And that's when I picked up my interest in machines. I was so confused at first at how everyone worked and fit together, but once I understood it, it was just so amazing to me. And so once I finished fixing the TV, I started experimenting with other things. I started going to the library to learn absolutely everything I could about how things worked, and then later on I'd go to junkyards and try to make things out of the scrap. And I started getting more and more successful, and soon enough I just became obsessed with making, fixing, and discovering things. It became my passion. Wow. Kay was absorbed by Mai's enthusiasm, absolutely enthralled by the sense of wonder and joy in Mai's eyes as she talked about her passion. That's super amazing. You got that smart by just reading books and practicing. Amazing. You're amazing. Mai turned bright red at that comment and giggled a bit. No, you think so? I was just really determined is all. I'm sure anyone could do it with enough work. Even me? Kay asked. Mai smiled at her. With enough hard work and determination, I'm sure you could do anything you want, Jay, just so long as it's legal, of course. Kay nodded. Of course. Please get back on script, Kay, Fu said from off-screen. Oh, okay, Kay said, before pulling out the loose script they'd written, and trying to see what the next question she was supposed to ask was. So, what do you plan on doing now that you're the head of the new division? Well, Mr. Midoriya wants us to help make things to defend and assist you guys first and foremost, Mai explained. But aside from that, just some casual research into some interesting topics. Like what is Yami's Grim Goop? Cool. Are you gonna hire employees? I hope you don't plan on doing all the work and almost dying like Daddy did, Kay said, giving her a look of concern. No. I'll hire some employees. Maybe not too many, but just enough to get things done without overworking anyone, Mai answered, before turning sheepish. I actually already hired someone. Oh, who? Kay asked eagerly. I can't say, Mai explained. If she announced publicly that the first person she hired was her girlfriend, then people would be up in arms. But let's just say she's gonna be a big help. I sure hope so, Kay responded. Time's up, we have to finish, Fu said from off-screen. Kay pouted, before looking at the camera. Well, looks like our time is up. Make sure to come back again to see what's news. Ahahahahahaha. As the laugh track played once more, Fu sighed. Just had to fit one more in. XXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXXX. Cutting back to Ken and Nara, Ken was embedded in the wall, while Nara was sitting at the desk staring at the camera. Thank you, everyone, for listening to our news broadcast, Nara said, giving a small bow. Please remember to like and subscribe, and ring the bell for notification. And make sure to check out Dragon World Omni in the description below. Until time everyone, take care.